Well, she captured the attention of the entire sports world and was the first pick of the first round for the WNBA draft. She's inspired an unknown number of girls who are pursuing their athletic dreams. So you can imagine the reaction when fans learn just how much Caitlin Clark and her fellow professional women's basketball players were set to make compared to their men in the NBA. Now, the ratings for Monday's WNBA draft rivaled the 2003 NBA draft, where LeBron James was chosen by the Cavs. But before possible endorsement, the base salary of every rookie in the WNBA is a fraction of 1% of the highest paid NBA rookie. ABC's Irene Shaw has the details.
Clark, oh my!
As the major stars in women's basketball prepare for the bright lights of the WNBA,
Angel Reese.
The salaries that await them, which some are calling extremely low, exposing a wide but very real gender pay gap in professional basketball.
She's going to make millions for the WNBA, and she's getting $76,000 next year.
According to SpotRack, Caitlin Clark, Cameron Brink, Camila Cardozo, Rickea Jackson are all tied for the highest female rookie salaries, estimated to make $76,535 this year. This is slightly less than the average mean wage in America last year.
Are they doing DoorDash on the side to survive? I mean, I know you ain't buying a house on that salary.
Incoming WNBA players like Clark and Angel Reese already cashing in other ways, piggybacking off their NIL deals with endorsements and partnerships that far exceed the WNBA salaries. But most current WNBA players need to supplement their income by playing overseas. It's a sharp contrast to last year's top 3 picks in the NBA rookie class, who averaged around $10 million a year. But the WNBA has never generated the same kind of revenue as the NBA.
It's because of fans' lack of interest, not watching, not buying products, not buying tickets. That's why we are where we are right now. But that can change, and I think it will change because of what we're watching.
The much anticipated WNBA season driven by the record ratings for women's college basketball and a draft night which saw more viewers than the NBA draft has seen in more than 2 decades. It could shake up the professional sports landscape.
We are witnessing a transformational moment in sports that we may not experience for generations. Support for the WNBA is continuing to grow.
On Tuesday, Clark spoke to GMA about going pro.
I worked really hard for it, and I think that's what I'm really proud of, is like I earned it, I deserved it.
Clark steps back, fires, you bet!
And all of this is a really good sign to move the conversation forward as the WNBA starts to negotiate a new rights deal, a new TV rights deal, which they will be doing very soon.
And it's TV rights and corporate partnerships that dictate how leagues pay their players once new TV contracts are negotiated and bigger female college stars go into the WNBA. We should gradually see less of a pay difference. Alex?
All right, Doreen, thank you for that. I want to bring in business reporter Alexis Christophorus, who joins me now, and also ABC News contributor and USA Today sports columnist Christine Brennan for more. Christine, I want to start with you on this. Look, we've seen the U.S. women's national team, a soccer team, make great strides on equal pay over the past several years. I'm curious, how has that movement gained momentum over the years? And also, how significant is this movement with all the hype of this year's WNBA draft?
Alex, I actually think this is a really, really good thing because now we're having a national conversation about this issue that we should have had a while ago. This has been going on. Brittany Griner was in Russia for one reason, because of the pay gap and wanting to supplement her income. So now the nation is looking at it. Now there's outrage and things will change. Will the WNBA players be making the same as the NBA players in the next 10 years? No. But that's about capitalism. That's about people buying tickets. That's about people obviously watching and going to games and supporting it. And that hasn't happened for the WNBA. And now it will a little bit. There is a difference between U.S. soccer and the NBA, WNBA conversation, because U.S. soccer is a national governing body. And in the Olympic world, there is, as nonprofits, their mandate is to grow the game and to support men and women equally. So the equal pay conversation, which the U.S. women's national team fought so hard for and won a couple of years ago, that is consistent within the national governing body framework of the Olympic world. This conversation, obviously, is about pure business. It's not about any kind of nonprofit. It is about spending money. At the end of the day, is capitalism. But it's great, Alex, that the American public and sports fans are now looking at this as they never have before.
All right, and Alexis, a lot of factors here playing at play with this this pay gap between the NBA and WNBA, but a lot's been made about revenue sharing. So I'm curious. I mean, how is this potential TV rights deal weighing in this calculus?
You know, it's part of the overall conversation. I think Christine hit the nail on the head. This is, you know, there may be this emotional reaction to, wow, that pay gap is so wide, but it comes down to economics. And the fact is, WNBA does not put people in the seats in the arenas. They're not selling merchandise in the way that the NBA does. The TV rights are a fraction of what they are for the NBA. The money just isn't coming in. I just want you to look at this stat. Since its inception in 1997, the WNBA has never been profitable, and in fact, it loses about $10 million a year. The NBA, on the other hand, its profit is $8 billion a year. So that shows you the gap, and I think that players like Caitlin Clark can really turn the conversation, start to build a foundation to have the WNBA look a lot more like the NBA. And it's going to take many, many years to have that happen, but I think it is important that the conversation's starting. Yeah.
Well, and Christine, one of the things that you had mentioned earlier, you referenced Brittany Griner. She was in Russia because, I mean, she was able to make more abroad than here at the WNBA. I mean, first, how common is that, and how is this changing the conversation there?
Oh, yeah, but many of the players go overseas, not just Russia, Spain, Turkey, Asia, throughout Europe. And that has been happening. That's Diana Taurasi, it's Becky Hammond. So many of them do that. And it's been an undercovered story. And Alexis is right, of course. These are issues that are totally about the economics and these players' livelihoods. And I think, again, because of Caitlin Clark, because of this draft class, we're going to be looking at this as never before. And my guess is Caitlin Clark will not go overseas because the WNBA is going to want her in the league once the season is over. And there is, by the way, a salary for that as well, about $250,000 to be a marketing agent for the WNBA. And my guess is Caitlin Clark will get that money for sure.
Yeah, my guess as well. She may have already gotten it. Christine Brennan, Alexis Christoforous, thank you very much.